Well, Watching the Dark is about, it's always difficult to say what a book is about, and it takes shape as I write it. So I don't do an outline, I don't know where it's going to end when I begin. So I started with the murder of a policeman in a police convalescent home, and I wasn't sure where that was going to take me. So then I have to ask questions about this policeman. Was he up to something, and it turns out that maybe he was. And then there's a girl who's disappeared from a hen party in Tallinn, and does that come into it? And you have to make the connections. So as the book goes, connections are made between these things. And it should, and I think it does get more suspenseful and more mysterious as it goes on, because finding out something new doesn't always solve a problem. It sometimes creates another one. I always find inspiration for the stories in places, and in the case of Watching the Dark, it was a couple of things really. It was an old house which I use as the police convalescent home. I mean, there is such a place, but I changed a lot of details. And secondly, it was Tallinn. I happened to be teaching there for a week one summer, and I found it was an interesting old town and a lot of winding and twisting alleys that would be good for bad things to happen, people to get lost and to disappear. And of course, it has all those connections with the old sort of Soviet bloc and everything. So there's a lot of room for intrigue and mystery there, and it just seemed to me that it would be an interesting place to send Banks to and to write about it in the context of a crime novel. Very much when I'm writing about Banks that I'm exploring the investigation in the same way that he is, because I don't know all the turns it's going to take, and I don't know where it's going to go. Some days I come up with a scene that I would never have planned, and I write it. Other days I take out a scene that I really wanted in. And it's not until I'm maybe about 3/4 of the way through that I start to get an idea of the light at the end of the tunnel and where it's going to go, and then I have an ending I can write towards because I know what's going to happen. But most of the time, no, I'm finding my way very much as Banks is.